Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah, welcome indeed. Great to have you with us. Today's a big day for USA Soccer. They must win against Iran. I would think they're going to, but who knows? Who knows? They tied Wales. They tied England. Now they have to win to advance.
Yeah, Britain beat them 6-2.
Beat Iran 6-2?
Yeah, so if we're hanging that tight with England, right?
So we should beat them 6-2 as well. Or 4-0.
Yeah, okay.
Should be a 4-point spread. 10-6.
I'm not good with math. Is 5-1, does that work?
That does work.
Can you believe 6 goals? That's the biggest takeaway from this discussion. 6 goals were scored in a soccer match.
That's like a bloodbath, like the likes of which you've never seen before.
All right.
Especially in international soccer, you just don't score that many goals.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't win by 4. It's like winning by 400 in football, real football.
So you're going to watch the game today?
No. No, I'm not. But I'm going to check on it afterwards.
You check on it afterwards?
Yeah.
Like Joe Biden? Mm-hmm. Is it over?
The draw isn't over yet. No, they've been playing for 24 hours, Mr. President. Moron.
2:00 Eastern is tip-off.
Yeah, and it's on Fox.
What do they call it? Start time. Like kicky time.
I don't know. I don't know.
Kicky time. Let's go with that.
It's not kickoff, right?
No, I don't know.
It's not tip-off. It's not kickoff. Launch time. It's not that. I don't know.
I think that your two captains need to try to trip up the other captain, and the first one to fall to the ground, then the other team gets the ball first.
Okay. They're always faking falling to the ground.
Oh, man, there's some...
Oh, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Ow. No, okay, I'm fine. Now I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, all right.
It's lovely.
They got to eliminate that. You should be punched in the face every time you fake an injury like that.
Uh-huh.
You know, just so you actually have an injury then.
Yes.
A broken nose, a busted jaw, something like that.
No, the worst is when they start grabbing a part of their body that was never in contact with the other guy. Oh, come on, man.
Basketball's getting just about as bad.
I was just about to say. That's LeBron James territory there.
Yep. By the way, one other sports note. What happened to Liberty football? Liberty football. Okay, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month ago or so, they destroyed BYU. BYU was not playing well at the time. They lost 41-14. Okay, awful for me. For Liberty fans, it was great. Then they beat the next time they played, which I think they had a bye, and then they played Arkansas. They beat Arkansas 21-19. Since then, they've lost every game. They lost to New Mexico State 49-14 over the weekend. You might recognize New Mexico State as a football team that sucks.
Oh my! Yeah,
they lost to Virginia Tech, which is not
by 1 point.
Really embarrassing. But who else did they lose to?
Connecticut.
UConn beat them.
What is happening?
UConn.
I think this is
terrible.
A distraction. I think this is a distraction with Hugh Freeze going to Auburn. I think he was busy behind the scenes instead of game planning. You know, he's over there settling up a contract or something.
I don't know. Really weird, though. So I'm a little confused because after they beat Arkansas, I'm like, this team should be in a New Year's Six bowl game. Not so much now. Not so much. Wow, really weird. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Yesterday was a great day for KJP. Man, is she good. She's so good. How many times have we commented on that? Quite a few.
Oh, my gosh. We're out of adjectives to describe how good she is.
Right. Yeah.
We'll just leave it at good.
She was talking about Nobel Prize winners yesterday, and it didn't really go that well. Check this out.
Just pay attention to how she pronounces
President Biden met
Nobel.
with 3 U.S. winners of the 2022 Nobel Prize. Dr. Caroline Bertozzi, who won the Nobel Prize in chemistry. Dr. John Clauser, who won the Nobel Prize in physics.
It's not a Nobel Prize.
Douglas Diamond, who won the Nobel Prize in economic sciences.
Every time. What is that, 5 times? Four or five times? My gosh. These people are embarrassing. Come on.
Noble.
It's Nobel. Are you serious? You are the White House press secretary. You don't know how to pronounce Nobel Prize? Nobel? Really? You don't know it? You don't know that? You've never heard it? And when you're saying it, it doesn't sound strange or wrong to you? I don't know. I can't.
It's not even spelled the same.
I know.
You know, it's like, come on, lady. Try harder.
And they talk about that in those circles, that kind of stuff, all the time. You know, it's not like you've never come in contact with the word Nobel. Elon Musk keeps getting heat from the left. Even the White House is being asked about it, which is weird. What do they have to do with it? Apparently, free speech is really scary to the left. Here they are talking about it yesterday. Cut 2. Right? Yes. Cut.
Question about Twitter. There's a researcher at Stanford who says that this is a critical moment, really, in terms of ensuring that Twitter does not become a vector for misinformation.
A vector
Are you concerned
of
about
misinformation.
Elon Musk says there's more and more subscribers coming online. Are you concerned about that? And what tools do you have? Who is it at the White House that is really keeping track of this?
So look, this is something that we're certainly keeping an eye on.
Why?
And,
What? Why?
We have always been very clear, and that when it comes to social media platforms, it is their responsibility to make sure that when it comes to
and it's none of your freaking business.
when it comes to the hate that we're seeing, that they take action, that they continue to take action. Again, we're all keeping a close eye on this.
What action are they going to take?
Monitoring what's currently occurring.
It's free speech, Puddin'. It's free speech.
Yeah, this clip went on for another 30, 45 seconds. Just couldn't take it. But
gosh.
The White House is signaling very clearly that they're going to be monitoring Twitter. And, oh, by the way, yesterday Elon Musk tweeted out that the Twitter files on free speech suppression will soon be published on Twitter itself. So that we can know exactly what's been going on. Yeah, he said the public deserves to know what really happened.
Wow.
I think we're going to see quite a bit of fingerprints from the White House because I bet we will. They've talked about it at the White House, at these press briefings.
Well, she just talked about it there.
Right, but they've talked about how, we've, I remember Jen Psaki basically dropping a bomb saying, we have effectively backdoor channels where, if we see something, some misinformation or something, we get in touch with the others.
They've got their grimy hands all over everything right now. Social media. I mean, their big fat face is in many places. It just doesn't belong. There is no reason for the White House to monitor Twitter unless you just want to respond to people. What do you mean you're monitoring it?
So you've got companies now lining up with the left, with the White House on this and pulling their advertising from Twitter, Apple included. Apple now threatening to take Twitter out of the Apple iStore.
My gosh.
I mean, are you for real? We're going to do this? Okay. And Elon Musk tweeted out yesterday, and now it's his pinned tweet.
Hey, don't worry about your Chinese slave labor.
Oh, no,
Apple, because you guys have just clean hands.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about that.
But Elon Musk's tweet, which is now pinned to the top of his page, is, "This is a battle for the future of civilization. If free speech is lost, even in America, tyranny is all that lies ahead."
Right. He's absolutely right on that. And by the way, hate speech is part of that. Sorry. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it. But you have to have it. You have to allow people to say things we don't like. Otherwise, there's no reason to have free speech. If everybody's doing happy talk all the time, if nobody disagrees with anybody on anything, then there's no reason to have free speech because we're all going to be saying the same thing. And that would make the left completely happy if we all were saying the exact same thing.
It's amazing to see the transformation of the left in recent years.
Isn't it, though?
From, everybody should be a part of everything to, whoa, wait a minute, not you. And what triggered them this go around was when Elon Musk said, hey, you know what? We're going to start unsuspending accounts amnesty across the board. If you haven't broken the law or used your account to spam people, then...
Including Donald Trump.
Right, yeah.
And that drove them out of their minds.
Exactly. He hasn't even used his Twitter account that's been available for almost a week now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to. He's got, Truth Social means too much to him, and he's probably making some money on that. And he wants to make something out of that. So if you want to see what he has to say, you can either wait till it shows up on Twitter,
right,
or you can go to Truth Social.
But it wasn't the argument from the left, hey, if you don't like the way Twitter is operated, then buy your own site.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Right.
And so what did they do? They went and made Parler, and then Parler was chased off of, was it the Amazon servers or something? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And so they chased him from there, and then a guy who supports free speech, Elon Musk, buys Twitter, and they're like, nope, not good enough. Right. You can't run your site the way you want to, even though that's what we argued for a year ago. I can't stand these people. I just cannot stand them.
Hypocrites. They're never consistent on anything. Also, yesterday, we had this clip from Joe Biden talking about semi-automatic weapons.
Yeah.
He sounds so stupid every time he opens his mouth about guns. Because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. It's just sick.
Sick.
It has no social redeeming value. Zero. None. Not a single solitary rationale for.
So remember, we played that clip and we were like, okay, surely he didn't mean that. 85% of guns. Well, hell, who knows anymore? He probably did mean it. Mm-hmm. So of course.
But KJP clarified, right?
Yeah, she was asked about that quote. Yeah.
And here's what she said.
Did the president misspeak, or does he in fact want to ban all semi-automatic guns?
No, he was talking about assault weapons. That's what he was talking about on that morning or that afternoon when he was asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay.
Meaning, thank you.
Wait, that's fine. That's okay with you.
Right.
That's an acceptable answer. He's talking about assault weapons.
There's no
that
follow-up?
doesn't change it at all.
I want to follow. Okay, can you define for us assault weapons?
Right.
Because as the bill stands
they can't
now,
though. They cannot do it
because the one that passed the House, waiting for the Senate, there's a lot going on in that bill. A lot of guns are going to get banned if that thing passes. Which Biden has said he wants the lame duck Congress to pass.
Yeah, he does.
But
there've been Democratic senators, Murphy among them, Senator Murphy. Oh, and by the way, I think we have Senator Murphy.
Yeah. He said. This is a weird quote from him because he was on CNN and he said that, hey, maybe we'll get another senator. We're not going to have 60 votes. Basically saying, this is what it felt like to me. He told CNN that we're not going to get 60 votes. But maybe after the new Senate takes hold, we'll have 51. We'll have an extra senator. And I'm thinking, that's not 60, though.
No.
That sounds like they're getting rid of the filibuster.
He's talking about getting closer to that number, and then maybe they can work some magic with somebody, and there are 3 or 4 or 5 guys, and see what happens.
The only good thing there is that if you're waiting for the new Senate, you're also waiting for the new House. And the new House, thankfully, is now going to be Republican. But yeah, he was still spewing his anti-gun crap on CNN.
And here it was.
The majority of counties in this country have declared that they are not going to enforce state and federal gun laws. They have decided that they are going to essentially refuse to implement laws that are on
that
the
are
books.
Unconstitutional.
That is a growing problem in this country.
No,
and I think we're going to have a
isn't.
conversation about that in the United States Senate.
You should
want to continue to supply funding to law enforcement in counties that refuse to implement state and federal gun laws.
Implement
Red flag
unconstitutional
laws. Are wildly
laws.
popular. Right, you're just temporarily taking guns away from people that.
So you want to withhold money for law enforcement?
I think we have to have a conversation about whether we can continue to
defund the police. There it is again.
Law enforcement in states where they are refusing to implement these gun laws.
Mm-hmm. You know what? When you refuse to implement an unconstitutional law, you are enforcing the law, the overriding law of the land, the U.S. Constitution. Oh, thank heaven we've got some sheriffs who are taking a stand like that. I'm not going to take people's guns from them. We're not going to do that in this county. But that's a problem to Chris Murphy. It's weird because he kind of admits that there's nothing they can do right now, and yet he also wants to do it. I guess
they got big plans.
Yeah, they got big plans.
They always do.
Good for them. They're always planning to take away some freedom from us. And they're doing a really good job of it.
Yeah.
They've already eliminated free speech.
I'm still bugged.
It's already gone.
And we don't have the clip. I just alluded to it. I'm still bugged by his comment that, hey, once we get that 51st senator, maybe we can do something that, again, that's not 60. Do you want to see this clip, though, of Raphael Warnock in Georgia? He was asked, hey, is Obama or Biden going to come campaign with you? You got to see this clip.
All right.
Jake, it's clip 8 here. Yeah. Watch this.
And it goes a little something like this. Cut 8.
You talked a little bit about President Obama joining you. Would you welcome President Biden down, or are there any plans for him to join you on the campaign trail?
President Obama's retired.
Okay, Obama's retired.
I don't control the schedule of the President of the United States. But we've got a little over 2 weeks.
No, but have you asked him?
Would you welcome them, though, if he did come down? Would you welcome him?
No. I tell him to get lost.
I welcome for the people of Georgia to show up. And we'll see.
Wait, what?
The next few weeks, who shows up.
Interesting. He won't even commit to welcoming the president.
We'll see who shows
if
up.
If he does show up.
We'll see who shows up.
Okay, will you welcome him if he does show up? No, I'm going to tell him to get the hell out of here.
No, I'm
beat it.
I'm encouraging Georgians to show up. What do you want from me, bro?
Great. Wow. He does not want Biden in his state.
I thought Biden was the savior, right?
Yeah,
because
I thought
he
so.
held the Senate for you, right? Doesn't he get credit for that? Don't you want him to help you out
He's
too?
certainly taking credit for that. So
we'll just see who shows up. They don't like that cat
that's
at
awesome.
all.
That's
Nobody
awesome.
likes you, Joe.
How could you really? How could you like the guy?
81 million.
Ugh, man. In that race, Herschel is making some noise again. He leads by 1 in the latest poll. Edged out Raphael Warnock, has Herschel Walker edged out Warnock 48-47 in the latest survey. That's obviously well within the 3.3 margin of error. But he's up by 1. Despite that, Warnock is maintaining an advantage among the key demographics, including independents. No way. Leading by 3. He has an edge among male voters, 50%, rural voters, 64%. What? And leads among suburban voters by 3% as well. Those are all surprising to me. That should be Herschel Walker's bread and butter. Herschel has the lead among white voters, while Warnock leads among black voters. The survey was conducted November 26th through 27th among 862 likely Georgia voters.
Wow, that's just the last couple of days. Huh?
Yeah.
And what was the spread again?
48-47, Herschel. Huh. Hope that holds up.
Remember, Republicans, you need a 6-point advantage.
Yeah.
To overcome
all the garbage that's going to be thrown at you and all the cheating that will go on.
We'll get to it later, obviously, but we have a update from Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Okay. With Carrie Lake. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. In the meantime, trying to sell your home can be really, really challenging. That's why you need a real estate agent who's going to come in and help you make really tough decisions. You know, it is hard to decide what to do. We've been battling about that for a couple of years now. Should we remodel this place? I mean, it was built, I think, in 2008. So now it's ancient in home buying years.
So
now.
You're going to have me over before or after you?
As soon as they put a road in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
as soon as they put the road in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. Okay. And, they'll help you find places that have roads that lead to and from Keith's house if you want to be able to go to his house.
No. Good. No.
So you're going to get somebody who sees you through the entire process, start to finish, from the day you interview them for the job to the minute you sign all those papers, like 900 pages of signing. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
We got a fun man on the street segment for you. These are always great. Makes you feel good about your fellow citizens.
There's that word again. Good.
Yeah,
You know, KJP, she's so
good.
Good. And you watch this, you're going to feel
really good about these people potentially voting. Because, man, are they on top of it?
Yeah.
Do you know what country the Panama Canal is in?
No.
If you had to guess, like, what do you think it sounds like it's in? Guess a country.
Europe.
Europe?
Yes.
Yeah, good
you know
job.
what we call a shape that has 5 sides?
Diamond?
Yes. Can you tell me what time this is?
Yeah, that's
I can't see.
Come on now.
that's 250. 250, right?
Yes. How many minutes make up a quarter of an hour?
25.
Yes. You know how many states make up the United States?
50.
You know what the capital is?
Of
United States?
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg?
You tell me.
She's in New York State.
Do you know what century we're in?
No.
How many make up 1 dozen?
Wait, what?
How many
Wait,
make
what?
up 1 dozen?
How many make up 1 dozen? How many what?
Like how many eggs are in 1 dozen?
10.
Yes. There's a shape with 4 sides called.
I don't know. I haven't done something with shapes since like 5th grade.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, if you had to guess.
I don't know. Like I don't.
He doesn't know,
like,
man. Get
I
off
know,
him.
but like what
5
shapes
sides?
have 4 sides, but I don't know
4
the name for it.
Yes. Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
Alabama.
Just 1?
Alabama.
Help us.
New Mexico.
2?
New Mexico.
Right?
All right.
Connecticut.
And Connecticut. There you
3.
go. 3 countries besides the U.S. Right
What is
there.
1 quarter plus 2 dimes?
1 quarter plus 2.
How much money is that?
That's 65 cents. Is it
Help us.
65 cents?
Yes.
Wow.
Justin Awad, thank you for that video.
Oh, man. That is pathetic.
Isn't that good? Feels good, right?
No, but this might.
Okay.
Actually have a feel-good video here.
I love this making the rounds, yeah.
Maybe it'll restore your faith in humanity a little bit. Here's a dad playing guitar for his baby son.
Aw, love this.
Adorable. Oh.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, that's cute.
I mean, that is precious right
Yeah, it
there.
is.
And then the baby, like, is really enjoying it. Watch this. Smiling. Look at that big old grin. Beautiful.
Really nice, yeah. Good guitar playing there, too. That's kind of good.
Oh, you're rocking out to
So
it?
that's good, right?
No, that was good.
That was good.
That was good. I bet he knows his shapes. Yeah.
Yeah, but could he name 3 countries other than the U.S.?
Huh.
I bet he wouldn't get Alabama.
Did you say
Bet he
his
wouldn't.
son?
Yeah.
You're sure about this? Do we know? Has the kid spoken up about what his
No.
gender is?
No.
We don't know
Thank
until
you
the
for
kid
correcting
decides.
me.
You're welcome.
His infant child.
Okay.
There.
It's better. Welcome to Newspeak.
Maybe non-binary. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well,
when he's old
just to
enough.
wait.
When they're old enough, they will decide.
The dad put the kid in blue.
Oh, wow.
Don't do the conforming thing. Come on now.
Wow.
Okay, you know what?
You know what?
That
CPS should move in.
That video
Take that
sucked,
baby.
actually.
Yep.
That was not good, as you said.
Somebody should bust that guitar over that guy's head.
Right.
And then remove the baby from the family.
Yeah.
That's what should happen.
Don't give CPS any ideas, though.
I know.
Good night.
Hey, actress turned activist Alyssa Milano backed herself into a little bit of a corner. She bragged about ditching her Tesla. She hinted that she got rid of her Tesla because Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla, suggesting that nobody should do business with a guy that aligns with white supremacy.
Remember, she's had about a dozen tweets over the years that she praises Elon Musk.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, somebody screenshotted it.
I didn't know that.
It was 10 to 12 screenshots of just
Really?
she loved Elon Musk until he bought Twitter. Yes. But yes, to your point, yes. Now I'm getting rid of my Tesla, right? Because of white supremacy being allowed on the platform?
Right.
Okay.
And she says, I gave back my Tesla. Yeah, I'll bet you gave it back. Drove it up to the dealership, said, here's the keys, I'm leaving. Okay. I bought the VW EV. I love it. Yeah, because Adolf Hitler, the founder of Volkswagen, a much better person than Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
I love it. I just love that stuff.
There's certainly no white supremacy associated with Volkswagen.
People's car.
So stupid.
You look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's a compliment to her. Idiot is like way above her station. The Hollywood actress said, I'm not sure how advertisers can buy space on Twitter. Publicly traded companies, products being pushed in alignment with hate and white supremacy doesn't seem to be a winning business model. As she drives around in her Volkswagen, brought to you by the Nazis. Literally brought to you by Nazis.
They have no concept of anything.
Not even neo-Nazis, the original Nazis.
The OG Nazis.
Oh, man. Despite demanding that companies stop advertising on Twitter because of the social media platform's alignment with hate and white supremacy, she has said that she will stop using Twitter. She has not said, actually, that she will stop using Twitter. So you know she's not going to.
Right.
Even if she said it, I wouldn't believe it. She previously said that Musk's acquisition of Twitter would not force her to leave the social media network. In April, she declared, I'm not leaving Twitter. I've never considered leaving Twitter. It doesn't matter who owns the company. My platform is my platform. I'll be right here continuing to use my voice and sharing truth. Jeez, what happened to her to be such a radical bonehead? Milano has been a fervent user of Twitter since 2009. Well, she's got 3.5 million followers. Numerous Twitter users noted a flaw in Milano's rationale to switch from a Tesla to a Volkswagen. Yeah, good for you. The Libertarian Party of Tennessee said, Volkswagen, who were they founded by? So great.
You know, she learned that fun fact from Twitter when she tweeted that out.
Oh,
she had no clue.
No clue at all. She's just, I mean, she's butt stupid. You know what she'd be great on is the Coven. She should be one of the Coven members, one of the witches in the Coven on The View. That would be a perfect gig for her. Wow. I mean, because you would have clips from her every day of showing just how ignorant she is of any facts, any figures, anything to do with life. She has no idea.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that Hitler saved my life? Because I was in a T-bone car accident once when I was a teenager. I pulled out on a main road like a dummy, and a guy hit me and just caved in the whole driver's side. And the officer who pulled up said, you know, if the engine were in the front, as most cars are, you'd be dead right now. No question, sir. So
interesting.
So there you go, in a roundabout way.
So are you going to tweet out, thank you, Adolf?
Thank you, Adolf Hitler, for saving my life.
I bet that would go really well for you if you did. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to. No.
Oh, my gosh. This has nothing to do with anything we've been talking about, but did you see that the cryptocurrency founder of Amber Group, Tian Kullander, 30 years old, 30.
Yes.
Died in his sleep. Unexpectedly. What? You didn't expect a 30-year-old to die in their bed asleep? What? I mean, that happens almost every night.
And this feels like one that may not be the vaccine.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think it might have been? Like a
So what's going on with this crypto guy?
Foul play involved?
Oh, yeah. Because he died just after, if this is who I think it is, and I want to be careful here because somebody tweeted out the government or somebody is, where was he? It was some island, right? Do you know? We need to look this up during the break.
Yeah, we'll
because
look it up.
He sent out a tweet right before his death, if this is who I think it is.
Yeah, we'll check into that.
Yeah, we'll look into this.
More coming up. Pat Gray Unleashed.
It'll be good.
It will be good. Yeah. Got some information on those crypto founders. Kind of got it straightened out. We'll share what we found out with you in a sec. First, got some tweets here. Frank Johnson tweets, there is but one federal gun law. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
I like it.
That's it. Quite simple, really. Mm-hmm. I'm not a cat. Tweets, I wonder if Chris Murphy understands that it's the state that implements the laws, not the police. The police just enforce the laws. Bless his heart. Kara 3022, sick of hearing Democrats constantly say, we need to have a conversation when they don't get their way.
Yeah.
Newsflash, U.S. Constitution settled these conversations 233 years ago. Get over it. Disinformation show loophole. The Gap by Milano just shows how ignorant these left-wing activists are. They know nothing about history because they openly advocate for its erasure or alteration.
That's the truth.
They fall for their own canards.
Oh,
there's a term you don't hear that often.
Right, especially this early in the day.
Right?
Canard, what up?
The real queen of Christmas, imagine that. Alyssa has the freedom to speak whatever stupid words she chooses here on Twitter. Nobody's taking her freedom of speech away. Yeah, imagine that. All right, so we're telling you about the crypto founder of Amber Group. He just died in his sleep.
Age 30.
30 years old.
Okay.
So he's not the guy that you were thinking about.
No. It's another crypto guy.
So I know it's normal, completely normal, for 30-year-olds to just die overnight when there's no sign of any kind of problem.
Yeah, the curveball comes when it's a 29-year-old.
And he didn't die in his sleep.
No, I was thinking of a 29-year-old just a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
so this one's a little bit different, though.
Yeah,
this is probably not, related to anything that he injected into his bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant young cryptocurrency pioneer named Nikolai Mishugin tweeted on October 28th that intelligence agencies were going to murder him. And then he was found dead on a Puerto Rican beach just a few hours later. He had drowned. Here's what he tweeted out. CIA and Mossad and pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking entrapment blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and Caribbean islands. Wow. They're going to frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who was a spy. They will torture me to death.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And then he died. 29-year-old then left his $6 million beach house in the Condado area of San Juan, Puerto Rico, went for a walk. A little after 9 a.m., a surfer off Ashford Beach, a spot considered so rife with riptides that local hotels warn against ocean swimming.
So it was the riptides that got him.
Yeah, the riptides killed him.
That tweet was just a non sequitur.
A wild coincidence.
Wow.
Wild coincidence.
He just had a premonition, I guess.
Huh. So the news of his death, coupled with his tweet and other dark posts about fighting evil people who were part of the central banking cartel, like that doesn't exist. Are you kidding me? Are you really going to try to? I mean, I love the mainstream media. Like there are no dark conspiracies going on at all. And anybody who says there are is just a kook. Okay. But he claimed that these evil people, use debt and blackmail as weapons. They fueled conspiracy theories online and the tight-knit cryptocurrency community in Puerto Rico. So one, a little suspicious being 30 and dying in your sleep. The other, a little suspicious because he just tweeted about the CIA and Mossad coming after him. And then he's dead hours later. Jeez. Nothing to it, I'm sure.
No. This is, in fact, I'm looking for an update, and I see none from that story from a few weeks ago, the drowning. There's no update, and it'll be...
Why would you update it?
Nah.
Everything's straightforward, right to the point.
Why would you need an update?
You wouldn't need one.
Can we revisit...
It was the riptide.
It was the riptide.
Mm-hmm.
Bankman-Fried, SBF.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he ran FTX.
Yep.
Okay, and we've heard that celebrities are involved with that crypto and all that stuff, including Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So over the Thanksgiving break, my brother-in-law was like, "Hey, so did you hear that maybe there's a connection between Tom Brady's divorce in the fall of FTX. I'm like, what? So I found this. Yeah, I found this very detailed article, and it's just somebody's hypothesis.
Okay.
That when Tom Brady left the Buccaneers training camp for 11 days, he and Giselle went to the Bahamas where SBF is hanging out, right?
Okay.
And if you look, and I went back and I looked at his gap at the Buccaneers, and I looked at the price of that coin, the FTT coin, that whatever. Anyway, and there's this big drop during that
coincides with the 11 days,
like right in the middle of Brady's absence from camp, and you're like, wait a minute, what happened here? And it's basically the way the theory goes, it's to protect their assets by them getting divorced. If this thing all comes down and they have to, whatever. If it gets really bad for them financially, now that they've separated their assets or something like that, I don't know, man. It makes sense if you follow the bouncing ball. I mean, nothing is ever as it seems. But so maybe it was nothing about football after all.
Yeah, maybe
it was all about FTX and. Anyhow, it's going to be interesting to see where this thing goes with all these celebrities and their involvement with that. Oh, speaking of FTX, Arizona, someone that was I don't know if it was Katie Hobbs' staff or just somebody that was important in spending money for her for campaign ads or something like that. Anyway, where did a lot of that funding for that group come from? FTX. Remember, we've talked about this. We've talked about the money going to Ukraine going to FTX, FTX going
all the
to
money
Democrats.
going on.
Arizona.
Yeah, interesting. Speaking of which, Maricopa County has just certified their election. Just before they voted, this guy summed up the situation, though. This is people are fed up and trying to get to the bottom of things, and then every time they do, they just get beat down.
Yeah, watch this.
Just a continual beat down.
On election day was outrageous, and to say that it was anything but that is either you think we're stupid or you're just that arrogant. What we've seen from you in the election office and your response, very simple questions needed to be asked. 2020 was a disaster. How was 2022 worse? You cannot say that you can certify an election when half of the voting machines were down. Was it 1,000 people that were disenfranchised? Was it 10,000 of the people that were there in line, or the people that didn't show up because they saw on the news the election machines didn't work? The fact that you've already made up your minds, you've already made the decision. This is all semantics. All of us coming up here and speaking is semantics. You've already made your vote. You've already made this decision. You said the world is watching, and you're right. They're watching, and they're watching this disaster play out in front of them. You responded to the AG with the most pathetic, inept response I've ever seen. You have not redressed the grievances of these people. That is the question. And the answer that I hear from everyone across this room is you cannot certify. So the question is, what is the remedy? The fact that you were on a PAC that was going against Kari Lake, as well as Richer, going against Kari Lake, how can you say that there's no conflict of interest? You have a Secretary of State running against a gubernatorial candidate. How can you say there's no conflict of interest? Yeah. And then your machines go down on election day. It is absolutely outrageous. Right. If you certify today, the only thing you'll be certifying is your corruption.
Thank you again. Which is exactly what they did, of course.
Man. Yeah. And there's this guy, Jonathan Decent IFJC, I don't know, but Kari Lake retweeted his long thread yesterday where he goes through. It's fascinating. I'll try to retweet this if I can find it. But basically, he pointed out that Maricopa County, he starts off the thread with, you have 4.5 million people. You follow 386, and one of them is this radical left-wing blog based in Ireland. And he goes through this connection. And anyway, and he kind of sums it up with, when you certify this election, your problems aren't ending. They're only just beginning. We're on to you, or something like that. And so it's really fascinating to see this. And this thing, that this radical group that he linked to, or that Maricopa County was following, 313,000 followers. They just decided to make their account private.
Interesting.
That's very interesting. I got to find this tweet thread. It's wow. Good stuff.
Let me tell you about Birch Gold. You know, the last time we went through a recession, there were stocks that literally went to zero. You remember that? Washington Mutual, Lehman Brothers. In fact, Washington Mutual got gobbled up by Chase Bank. Lehman Brothers, out of business. Chrysler. Multiple blue chip stocks went to little or no value virtually overnight. You think that couldn't happen again? Of course it could. At any time. Why not own something that's never been valued at zero? Gold. Historically, this is your best hedge against inflation. The savviest Americans diversify their savings to protect them from downturns in the market, from global instability, and from a falling dollar. You should do the same. If you have a 401k or IRA that's underperforming, or you're just nervous about it, just text PAT to 989-898, and you can convert that IRA into precious metals right now, gold and silver. Again, text PAT to 989-898. Birch Gold will send you the free info kit on diversifying into gold, tax-free. It'll show you what this program is, how you can take advantage of it, and then you decide if it's right for you or not. Get your free info kit by texting PAT to 989-898.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Carrie Lake, overnight, she retweeted a tweet from a guy here. Let's see. Anyway, he says, Mojave County official certifies the election under duress. So this reporter is quoting a Mojave County, Arizona official. And the quote is, I have no choice but to vote I will be arrested, charged with a felony. And so anyway, he's saying Katie Hobbs is forcing officials to certify an election, threatening them. So I don't know what the threat is, but that was retweeted by Carrie Lake, who said this doesn't feel like America.
Yeah, and we'll get deeper into this in overtime today. You don't want to miss that. Here's a little something to think about. We've been warning you about the approaching cashless society. This is really chilling. Somebody posted this online. Little thing that starts out, something to think about. A cashless society means no cash, zero. If it doesn't mean mostly cashless, and you can still use a little bit of cash here and there, cashless means fully digital, fully traceable, fully controlled. I think those who support a cashless society aren't fully aware of what they're asking for, or if they are, they really want to bring about the destruction of society. A cashless society means no more tucking away cash for those preparing to leave domestic violence. No more purchases of marketplace unless you want to risk bank transfer fraud. No more garage sales. No more cash donations to hungry homeless you pass. No more cash slipped into the hands of a child from their grandparent. No more money in birthday cards. No more piggy banks or tooth fairy for your kids. No more selling bits and pieces from your home that you no longer want or need for a bit of cash in return. And less choices of where you purchase based on affordability. What a cashless society does guarantee is banks have full control of every single cent you own. And by the way, the government can track every single purchase. And that's already begun. They're already deep into that. Every transaction you make is recorded. All your movements and actions are traceable. Why, I don't care. I'm not doing anything wrong. They can watch me all day and all night if they want to.
It terrifies me when you hear people say, I don't carry cash. Because they're more likely to fall right in line with this without thinking. Well, I don't use it anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeeks.
Yeah. Well, we've made the transition really to the debit card so much and credit cards that because it just automatically you can record, it records online and you can just check it off on. You don't need to do paperwork at home anymore. I mean, it is convenient. It's really convenient. But there's going to be some issues, and they're already beginning. The IRS is warning Americans right now. Over $600 is the threshold to report a Venmo transaction or PayPal payments.
Yeah,
$600.
If you didn't already have reason enough to ditch PayPal and Venmo for their, political views.
Yeah,
and
right.
going after you for
Here's another
your
reason.
speech. Yeah.
You remember when we said, look, they're gonna start tracing transactions all the way down to $600. People were like, no, that's ridiculous. Of course they're not going to do that. This is for people with like $10,000 purchases like drug addicts. No, $600 if you make a transaction through a third party like Venmo or PayPal. The IRS yesterday posted an explainer warning American business owners earning $600 or more per year on payments that are received through apps like Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, that they'll receive a tax form known as the Form 1099-K. That's what we need, more tax forms.
Yeah, right.
The rule does not apply to non-commercial payments, like reimbursing someone for food or rent or other one-off transactions. But if you do something on a regular basis, yeah, they're tracking you. Wow. The Biden administration hopes that reducing the threshold, the measure will crack down on Americans evading taxes by not reporting the full extent of their gross income. The proposal was offered as a way to help pay for a $3.5 trillion social spending bill that will invest in climate programs.
All right.
Yay!
Thank goodness.
So PayPal, Venmo, and all those third-party apps will be reporting your transactions for you to the U.S. government.
So it's not a matter, just a matter of you reporting. It's effectively the same thing as your employer reporting.
My gosh.
And so if you don't have the corresponding paperwork when you file, well, I mean, they already know about this stuff thanks to PayPal and Venmo and all of them. Oh, boy. 87,000 new IRS agents, don't forget.
They're just squeezing the vice grip a little more every single day until they've squeezed the life right out of our freedom and we don't have it anymore. Man, we really have to stand up and say no to this stuff. But I mean, they've already started the snowball rolling down the hill. We got to get with it, get with the program, and participate in this republic. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Still got just a ton of things to get to today. In Qatar, the USA is taking on Iran in a big soccer match. They have to win or they're eliminated. So if they win, they move on to the elimination round. And after tying England, who beat Iran 6-2, you got to believe we got this one. But, you know, it's interesting that in Qatar, they're having so many problems. People showing up in rainbow gear, you know, to make some kind of point, and they're being turned away, not allowed to enter. The Israeli journalists and fans are being yelled at. People are throwing things at them. They're being turned away. Why did Qatar get the World Cup when you knew all of this stuff was going to happen? What was it? It was, the election problem in Georgia that cost Georgia the All-Star game because they wanted people to prove who they were when they voted.
And then, of course, by the way, Texas passes a very similar law and just was awarded the All-Star game.
Oh, right.
No comment from the MLB on that.
Jeez.
But
then to a hateful country, a country that just doesn't coexist with homosexuals or any in the LGBTQIA2+ community. No problem. You can have the games. What? Why did you do that? Just absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see these Iranian players. Did they not stand for their national anthem? They did something when their national anthem played. And
it pissed off the
sure did
Iranian leadership.
Their families have been threatened back home. And
if they do it again, your families could not be around when you get back home. Oh.
There's a lot of unrest there in Iran right now, too.
Jeez.
I mean, you've got all these places in the world. You got China, Iran.
Yeah.
Brazil's a different issue. That's election-related. But my gosh, these tyrannical regimes that are feeling the heat, be nice if the president of the United States might, say something.
Yeah.
I tell you, Iran, you got to stop your uprisings when Obama and Biden are in office.
Yeah, right.
God.
That's right. Hold back for when you can get some support from somebody who cares, and that'd be a Republican. Certainly, Donald Trump would help, I think.
He'd at least say something from the bully pulpit.
Yeah, and encourage whatever's going on and add, give whatever aid we can to them within reason.
It would give him a chance to say, I canceled that deal. It was a horrible deal. And when he's talking about Iran, so he'd have a chance to talk about that.
Right.
I don't know. It's going to, man, I feel for these players, man. I can't imagine how you could concentrate on the game.
That's got to be tough.
Knowing what's going on back home with your family and stuff.
Yeah, that has to be really tough. Speaking of oppressive regimes, I just got this late last week. I got this email from our homeowners association.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
The real Nazis.
That's right.
And it starts out, dear neighbors, our creek has become, we got a creek that kind of meanders through the neighborhood.
Could I follow the creek to your house?
You could, if you get to the community, which you can't because there's no road between our community.
Okay, all right. I was just checking to see if there's another way in.
Our creek has become home to some very industrious beavers.
All right. Yes!
They've been wreaking havoc on the trees along portions of the creek, already downing several large trees. Please note, this is occurring on private property and is 100% not the right or responsibility of the HOA to handle. Yeah, okay. What is? I mean, what do we have you for? What are you supposed to do? Because you don't do anything except threaten because my mailbox is 4 inches too big.
Thank you.
The city of, the city I live in will also not help homeowners address this problem, referring them instead to a local pest removal company. So instead of just, killing the beavers, I got to pay up to $2,000 to have them sweetly, nicely relocated.
How many people live in this neighborhood?
I don't know. There's 65 homes in it.
How much is that?
That's a lot.
$130,000 they want for this? Shut up. I'd rather just have my backyard flooded. Thank you very much.
It says it depends on the number of beavers we need to have removed. So it looks to be up to $1,000 to $2,000. Maybe if you only have 1 or 2 beavers, it's $1,000. Any more than that is
they're saying
$2,000.
Grand total?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're going to have to dip into the kitty right there. I'm not. paying
no,
extra.
grand total per.
Oh, it is per
house. Yeah. Yeah.
What in the what? This is.
Yeah. I'm not paying $2,000 to have beavers removed.
Wait a minute. Do you know who the president of your HOA is? Is it Vladimir Zelensky?
No.
Because that would make sense.
It is not, but that would make sense.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
My HOA is just pointless. They just collect the money every year. And they talk about how, we need a new fence or a wall or something. Just something out there at the road. I've lived in this neighborhood for over a decade. It's the same fence from when we moved in. They've been talking about, what are you doing with this cash? You're sitting on this money.
That's what I wonder, too. What do you do with the thousands I pay you just to live, just for the privilege of living in that neighborhood? What do you do with it?
My neighborhood doesn't even have a pool. I mean, it's the most pointless neighborhood in Texas. We collect HOA dues every year and do nothing, absolutely nothing with it except for come back to you a year later.
Yeah. Ugh. Do they send threatening letters like, hey, you left your garbage can out overnight? Oh, no.
Not to me.
That's horrific.
No. And I put it out. Man, sometimes I put it out early, like 2 days before trash day, just because,
really?
I'm out there in the yard, I'm working, I'm like, you know what? I'm hot and sweaty. I'm just going to put it here now with all the branches.
That's
Screw
verboten.
You. Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody's bugged me. It's amazing.
That is amazing.
Probably because I have a
reputation, maybe?
An angry face.
Yeah. Don't mess with Keith. Don't even bring it up.
No, I have it out with my recycling guy, not the HOA guy. So.
Do you ever have it out with beavers? Because
I've never had a fight with a beaver.
They're really costly to remove.
Have you
apparently.
seen these beavers?
I have not.
So do you know how close this beaver activity is
to
your
my house?
Yeah.
I don't. I really don't. Every day I think, okay, I'm going to go back and check where my property meets the creek and see if there's a beaver problem there, but I keep forgetting.
You keep forgetting to go check on the beaver. You might end up with beaver pelts.
Yeah, maybe.
You can bring those back. Mm-hmm. Dude, if you show up here, I want to see Pat Gray roll in here some morning with like a beaver cap or something on.
Almost like the kind that
Sure.
Daniel Boone wore.
Yeah, and then
Except
we'll know.
I think that was a raccoon.
Yeah, but we'll know that, business has been taken care of in the Gray house.
Yep.
Okay.
It's got a beaver pelt.
Seriously, okay, is anywhere in this correspondence from the HOA, are they saying, hey, feel free to, shoot the beaver if it's on your property?
No.
Is it legal
No, they
if
are
a
not.
beaver is on your property in the state of Texas?
To shoot it? Don't know, but I doubt it.
Private?
I bet you can't. They're probably protected.
Texas?
Yeah, I'm sure they're protected.
Okay.
Because they don't even offer the option of killing the beaver. It's just like for the nice removal and relocation of the beavers.
Okay, well, here is, jeez. Hang on. Control F for, hang on. Okay. Required to, so you need a license to take fur-bearing animals or their pelts during the recreational season. A person taking fur bearers with a trapper's license is not required to possess a hunting license. So you got to get a license.
But not
Texas.
a hunting license.
Yeah, no, you'll need one or the other. You're going to need either a hunting license or a trapper's license. That might be cheaper than this right here. So then you got to go and find out two things. When is beaver season in Texas?
Which is something
and then the next
a lot
tab,
of people haven't contemplated.
How much is a beaver hunting license in Texas? Got multiple tabs working here. Let's go back here. Okay, so, between October 1st and May 31st. All right, so you're good. It's beaver season. And the cost is, there's no bag or possession limit. So you can just go all out.
Good. But you don't know how much it costs?
Yeah, I don't have the cost yet, but I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, get back to me. In the meantime, we got this really cool box of fudge from Angela. Angela Olson says, Pat and friends, May 6th, Jeffy said on your show, fans should continue to send food. That could be any day, not just May 6th. But
yes.
She says, but it was too hot back then to send fudge. I started my little silk fudge company in Pierre, South Dakota, and eventually had a storefront in Keystone, South Dakota, by Mount Rushmore. Oh, that must have been cool. My husband had a job change. We're now in third world California. I miss the politics of South Dakota, but not the weather. I managed to surround myself with like-minded conservatives. Yes, there are many here in California. And we listen to your show, Glenn's, Sarah's, while I make silk fudge. This keeps me sane in an insane state. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas.
Hey,
Angela,
thank you so
you.
much.
And this fudge is fantastic. Really delicious.
I can't wait to try it. I grabbed the peanut butter cup version.
Oh,
silk fudge.
So good. Yeah, really good.
Okay.
And I'd be proud to not saying we're going to do a business transaction while I'm on this, but that would go well with cookies. Cookies and fudge. That'd be a good combination.
Like a Kexi silk fudge.
Yeah,
partnership.
And cookie thing.
Yeah, cookies and fudge.
By the way, if you go to Kexi.com, you can purchase the best cookie on the face of the planet. You can still use the code. Now, we had the Black Friday sale. We had the Cyber Monday sale. We still have the Jeffy going. When you use the promo code the Jeffy, you'll get 18% off at Kexi.com.
A lot of people were taking advantage of that other sale
awesome.
Yesterday, making it known on Twitter.
Yeah, it was quite a busy day at our kitchen.
You guys were there doing some work.
All right. The radical environmentalists on the left getting pretty desperate, pushing their climate insanity. This article is from psychiatry.com? Psychiatrist.com.
You have it bookmarked, right? It's like your startup page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's my home page.
Yeah.
As the climate crisis deepens, migraine headaches are getting worse. Migraine headaches brought on by climate change. I mean, everything. The symptoms of other neurological diseases, such as dementia, Multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's diseases are also intensifying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can blame all of that now on climate change. But don't you dare hint that the vaccine might have something to do with some of these illnesses. Don't you dare even suggest such a thing. We will shut you down.
I bet those beavers are active in your neighborhood because of climate change.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
By the way, $19 gets you a hunting license.
Well, that's better than $2,000, I'd say.
Yeah. Now, if you want to trap it, though, I'm sorry, that 19 is for the trapper's license. 95, I think, is the hunting license.
Either way,
if I saw correctly.
That's still a much better deal.
Cheaper, better deal. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Stroke may become more prevalent as well, according to this new report in Neurology, the medical journal of the American Academy of Neurology. As we witness the effects of a warming planet on human health, it is imperative that neurologists anticipate how neurological disease may change.
So strokes not caused by the vaccine.
No,
definitely caused by climate change.
Climate change. Yeah. Yeah, that's science, Keith. Migraine headaches. Climate change. Parkinson's. Climate change. MS. Climate change. Their findings are concerning. Extreme weather events and temperature fluctuations were associated with stroke evidence and severity, migraine, hospitalization in dementia patients, and worsening of MS, and emerging neuroinfectious diseases like West Nile virus. Climate change. Airborne pollutants, especially nitrates and fine particulate matter.
Oh, is it a small particle thing again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Appear to be especially potent culprits in magnifying the severity of stroke, headaches, dementia risk, Parkinson's, and MS. You just have to say it over and over and over again for you so it really drums into your head. Climate change poses many challenges for humanity, some of which are not well studied, according to this study head. For example, our review did not find any articles related to effects on neurological health from food and water insecurity.
Oh, insecurity.
Yet these are clearly linked to neurologic health and climate change.
Quote, clearly.
Clearly linked. Now, we haven't studied it, but it's obvious. It's so clear that it's related to climate change. Wow. Additional research should be done to gain some research might be good. And maybe you don't have an already predetermined conclusion. How about that? But they want to gain a better understanding of how climate impacts the nervous system. The authors identified 3 key priorities for further study: neurologic infectious disease risk mitigation, understanding the pathophysiology of airborne pollutants on the nervous system, and methods to improve delivery of neurologic care in the face of climate-related disruptions.
So we need more money. We need more money to study this stuff.
Of course we do.
I swear, these people.
Yeah.
I can't.
And, of course, this is all published ahead of the UN's 27th conference on the parties. COP27.
Oh, so they published this
just coming
ahead of time.
Yes.
Okay.
Incredible.
That's neat.
Incredible. Jeez. Everything is climate change. Absolutely everything. And they don't even have studies to back up their conclusions. They just throw it all out there. Just throw it out. Yeah, we need to study this because we're pretty sure. It's pretty clear. It's pretty obvious. This is brought on by climate change.
Yeah, just sign right there. Make the check out to Keith Laboratories Education stuff, and we'll
fund stuff.
We'll make sure to get to the bottom of all this.
If you're a dog owner, I'm sure you love your dog. You consider your dog part of the family, and you just want the best for it. And that's why there's Rough Greens. Rough Greens is not dog food, but it's a dog food supplement. You sprinkle on top of the dog's food, they go wild for it. Now, of course, Keith's dogs, we need to have them checked because they're the only ones I'm aware of that didn't absolutely love this. Now, you want to make sure that your dog is going to be among the dogs like mine who just loves it and won't even eat her food without it on top of her food. So, Rough Greens will send you a free bag to try out for just a couple of days, just a sample bag. You can see if your dog loves it. If your dog loves it, then go ahead and jump in with both feet and make an order. But all you have to pay initially for this free bag is the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com or 833-783-3364.
You're listening.
Unleashed. I think this is a great idea. After obtaining 7 ancient permafrost samples, scientists from the French National Center for Scientific Research were able to document 13 never-before-seen viruses that have been lying dormant in the ice. And what would be a great idea is to reanimate those viruses. See if we can't spread them all over the world. And since they're ancient and they haven't been around for mankind right now, we've got no immunity to them. So please reanimate these viruses and let's see if they can escape into the general population and just run rampant. Because wouldn't that be good for global warming if a bunch of us died from some ancient disease we've never heard of? Same researchers found a 30,000-year-old virus in 2014, which was trapped in permafrost. Notably, it was still able to infect organisms. Now they've beaten their own record with a find that's 48,500 years old.
Stop.
It's they named it Pandora virus Yedoma. Pandora virus Yedoma.
Oh, I don't like this. This sounds like the opening sequence of a horror flick.
Doesn't it?
Oh, come on, y'all.
The scientists who called these zombie viruses, they called them a public health threat. You think? Pointed to global warming as an ongoing risk that could result in the release of deadly pathogens.
Every story.
Due to climate change, irreversibly warming and thawing permafrost is releasing organic matter frozen for up to 1 million years, most of which decomposes into carbon dioxide and methane, further enhancing the greenhouse effect. Part of this organic matter also consists of revived cellular microbes, as well as viruses that remain dormant since prehistorical times.
Okay.
Wow, good.
Can we find a freezer somewhere? And I don't like this at all.
Some of these zombie viruses could potentially be dangerous to humans. What a surprise. And in fact, thawing permafrost has already claimed human lives. In 2016, one child died and dozens of people were hospitalized after an anthrax outbreak in Siberia. Officials believe the outbreak started because a heat wave thawed the permafrost and unearthed a reindeer carcass infected with anthrax from decades ago. About 2,300 reindeer died in the outbreak.
Whoa, it's costing us reindeer now?
Yeah, that's where we have to put our foot down.
All right.
When reindeer start dying due to climate change, that's when we're going to get off our dead butts and do something about climate change now.
It feels like Christmas is being threatened by
climate change.
Permafrost.
Yes.
Oh, why must we mess with this stuff?
Always. I don't know. I really don't know. Did you not see Jurassic Park? I mean, it was fun in the beginning. Didn't turn out well in the end. Over 70% of children aged 7 to 12 are now afraid of climate change, according to a new survey.
Yeah, because it's killing off reindeer.
Yeah, it is. And people and the planet itself. Various experts say that children and teenagers of various demographics are experiencing high rates of mental health difficulties, with one school counselor earlier this year saying that anxiety rates have hit an all-time high post-lockdown. According to a report by Euronews, the survey polled 1,000 kids born between 2010 and 2015 on their views regarding the environment. They found that a total of 71% were now worried about environmental changes. 27% of respondents, in particular, said that the impact of changing global temperatures we're having on animals is their greatest concern. So they're really worried about the animals, but not themselves. While just under 1 in 5 were most concerned about plastic pollution. Well, I mean, when you have the Great Pacific Garbage Patch that is so big it can't be photographed.
Can't zoom out far enough.
It's 2.5 times the size of Texas.
Wow.
Or the exact size of Alaska.
Okay.
So I don't know why people don't say, it's the size of Alaska. I guess 2.5 times the size of Texas sounds sounds worse.
Mm-hmm.
The survey is one of the latest examples of so-called eco-anxiety, extreme worry in relation to changing climate. Well, yeah, they're scaring the crap out of these kids.
I don't doubt it.
Oh, not at all. They are petrified. Anybody born in the last 20 years is absolutely scared out of their minds because of climate change, because the alarmists are desperately trying to do that to them. They're fear-mongering them into almost not being able to function anymore. And they really believe the bull crap that we only have 8 years left. Jeez. I mean, you're doing such a disservice. It's really criminal what they're doing to our kids.
Yeah, the more they can scare these kids, ruin their lives through lockdowns or this kind of indoctrination with the climate or hating yourself because you're white and you're cis, the more they can destroy them, the more they can replace that hole with government intervention and control these kids till they're dead.
Absolutely. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
This is Pat Gray.
888-900-3393. If it's not eco fears or the effects of lockdowns, it's the gender insanity that they're just hammering away at our children. A Texas middle school teacher bragged about indoctrinating her students on TikTok and interrogated each of her classes about whether they believed a non-binary identity made them uncomfortable.
Oh, gosh.
If she's still employed,
I'm pretty sure
Texas is over.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where this stands. I need to get an update on that. But I do know that this story drew a response from Governor Abbott, who said that the next legislative session, they're going to make sure that this kind of nonsense is
stopped.
Outlawed. Yeah, in Texas. Yeah.
She was identified as Kelsey McCracken. Release the McCracken! Who teaches math at W.A. Meacham Middle School in Fort Worth. Oh, great. Indoctrinating the youth, she said in her class, adding that the kids were lining up at my door. McCracken told students to use the word mix instead of Ms. and came out to them as non-binary.
Oh, shut up.
Okay.
You're trying too hard.
All righty. For me, the students are amazing about it. Pretty much all of my students call me Mix or call me by my first name. There are some staff around the school who still call me Ms. I just don't have the energy or effort to correct them.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You poor thing. Don't have the energy to correct people calling you Miss.
The educator explained that using the term mix incorporates the my or me, mi in miss and the mi in Mr.
Yeah, don't think about it too hard.
So it's mix. It still doesn't make sense. So one of my students asked me a question, and I wanted to get TikTok's opinion on it. You know how the respectful thing to say to people is ma'am or sir? I've come out to my students. All my students know that I'm non-binary. Most of my students call me Mix. Most of the staff calls me Mix or coach. Huh. What does she coach? But
I would guess.
A lot of people falter when it comes to ma'am. And one of my students came up to me the other day and said, Mix, what do I call you? Because I say, yes, ma'am. That feels disrespectful. But if I say just yes, that also feels disrespectful.
Right.
My genuine question is there a non-binary way of saying that?
Gosh, the fact that kids have to even think about this insanity.
Does that sound like a real conversation a kid in middle school would have with a teacher? And not to me, but maybe in this day and age it is. I don't know. Maybe they have contemplated this stuff so much that they're really concerned about being disrespectful by calling a woman ma'am. I'm sorry, she's not a woman. She's non-binary.
Yeah, thank you. Get it right, dude.
She's one of the 97 other genders that you can actually be. My gosh. And our children have to deal with this. That's certainly going to cause no confusion to any of them. That's going to be perfect for us.
And that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Let's make sure that we're coming at them from every angle, trying to destroy them.
Man, they are. They really, really are.
Yeah, and what is this what's this strange world movie Disney's, I don't know, has it come out yet, or it's going to come out or whatever?
It did come out, and it was a massive flop.
Wow. Okay, because I saw a thing from Christopher Ruffo, who follows all the Disney stuff from the inside, and he said that Iger put the kibosh on making the main character non-binary, because he said that this isn't going to fly in the marketplace. This is before he left the first time. And so I don't know. I don't know much about the movie.
I don't either.
I know that the
involves...
main character is gay, maybe.
Yeah, I think that they're teen gays.
Okay.
It's a teen gay romance.
Got it.
From Disney.
Okay, so they were originally going to make that character non-binary, and he's like, I don't think it's going to make a lot of money.
And
it sounds like it failed on both counts, huh?
It did. Well, initially they were expecting, I don't know, 60 or 80 million. Then they revised that to, okay, maybe it'll do 30 or 40 million on the Thanksgiving Day holiday. It did, let's see, 18.9 million. So that's over 5 days. Huge flop. They think it's going to lose $100 million. And that's because America's so hateful, Keith.
Go woke, go broke.
And it should not be that way. That's just the hatred. The lingering hatred in this nation.
That's what it is. Okay.
So their break-even number with this movie is $360 million.
Okay.
That's not going to fly. We're not going to get there. I got news for you. That isn't going to happen. Speaking of unique individuals, Sam Brinton, a senior energy department official.
That's right. Remember this guy. It's the guy who likes to dress in leather and and dress up men in doggy outfits and
right. And he's an administration official. He was charged with stealing a traveler's luggage in the Minneapolis airport in September, shortly before quietly taking a leave of absence. Now, this can't happen because these people are wonderful.
Pure.
They're brave. They're heroes. So how did that happen?
I think the way you described them as pure as the wind-driven snow.
Yes.
So this is impossible. I refuse to believe this about Sam Brinton.
It is. You're right. Brinton, who serves as the DOE's Deputy Assistant Secretary for Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition.
That's perfect.
That's a great gig if you can get it.
How much is that? We looked this up at the time. What is the title again? I'll find it.
Assistant Secretary for Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition.
Well, whatever it is, it's apparently not enough to buy his own suitcase.
No, he allegedly took a Vera Bradley suitcase worth $2,325 from the luggage carousel.
Yeah, he makes $178,000 plus.
Oh my gosh! And he had to steal a luggage.
This is a very weird story, too.
Really is.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to go over?
So he takes this suitcase, takes the lady's name tag off of it, right?
Yeah.
And leaves with it, takes it to the hotel.
Jeez.
And I'm trying to remember, the police, they figure out who it is and who, they track him down.
Well, there's probably...
Yeah, because he gets into an
video.
Uber. Yeah, exactly. They tracked him through, he got into an Uber, went to the hotel.
Yeah.
Tells police that he took it by mistake, even though it was obvious that he knew it was hers by taking the name tag off.
Oh my gosh.
Says he left the, what did he say? I left the luggage in drawers in the hotel because I didn't leave the suitcase because that would be weird. It was so weird. I think if I remember correctly, he takes the suitcase to Europe with him. And it's like,
wow.
It's theft. Clearly theft.
Right.
So I guess he's going to go to court now, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. He, as you mentioned, denies stealing anything. But he did have the suitcase with him, and he removed the tag, so he must have known it wasn't his. He knew it wasn't his.
This guy.
Jeez.
So
that's great.
It's not the it's not the dressing up dudes in leather and blasphemy that he goes by with all of the cute little names that him and his little club. They dress up like nuns or whatever and have these sacrilegious names for themselves. I forgot what his was.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I forgot what his was,
great?
but yeah, he's a winner. And but that stuff's not going to keep him out of the Biden administration. I don't even know if a conviction will.
Yeah, I'm sure it
with
won't.
Minneapolis.
It'll be fine. It'll be swept under the rug. All right, let me tell you about Keeps. If the first thing you notice when you look at a photo or look in the mirror is a receding hairline or a bald spot, Keeps can help you change that. Did you know that 2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss before they're 35? You really want to gamble with your hair? Flip the odds in your favor and save your hair with Keeps. Hair loss can be tough. I mean, you get really self-conscious about it and wear baseball caps all the time or like a hoodie, maybe if you're like a John Fetterman who's trying to hide a massive goiter.
Yeah.
But instead, give Keeps a try. They are fantastic to work with. They'll tailor-make the whatever you want to. They'll hear what you're trying to do with your hair and then come up with the solution that's right for you. Really easy. You don't have to wait in doctor's offices or go to visit the pharmacy. It all happens right in the comfort and privacy of your own home. And if you have any questions, you can message your Keeps doctor 24/7. So it's time to save your hair. Visit keeps.com/Pat. Get 50% off your first order. That's KEEPS. Keeps.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Wow. It's just a world gone mad. And another indication is the dean at the University of Cambridge in Britain came to the defense of a junior research fellow whose sermon last Sunday about Jesus having a trans body reportedly left outraged congregants in tears. And a lot of them, I understand, just got up and left. Just got out of the church. Dr. Michael Banner, Dean of Trinity College, said Joshua Heath raised legitimate speculation. No. No. In his Evensong sermon, during which the researcher claimed from the pulpit of Trinity College Chapel that non-erotic portrayals of Jesus. Oh, my.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, wow. You can't even read this.
I know.
In historical paintings, urge a welcoming rather than hostile response toward the raised voices of trans people. What? Okay. First of all, those aren't photographs. Okay. People are guessing at what he looks like. They're painting what they think he might have looked like. There's really no video evidence. There's really no. Yeah, there's no photographs of Jesus. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That
right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's issue number 1.
So that's
right there.
thing 1. Yeah. In Christ's simultaneously masculine and feminine body in these works, if the body of Christ, as these works suggest, the body of all bodies, then his body is also the trans body. Oh, shut up.
Man, you talk about...
Oh, my gosh.
Doing mental gymnastics to try to fit in your perverted worldview. I mean, that is ridiculous.
Okay,
there's a lot of stuff in there that I wondered
can't read.
Yeah,
can't read. It's just blasphemy.
Yeah, female body parts.
Wow.
On Christ. Yep.
From where he was, where he was jabbed with the spear in his side. They try to make something out of that.
Yeah, people were yelling and crying,
weird.
and I mean, and this is part of the plan, right? Destroy religion.
They actually shouted heresy.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
As the church service was going on, one person said, "I left the service in tears." She wrote to the dean, "You offered to speak with me afterwards, but I was too distressed. I am contemptuous of the idea that by cutting a hole in a man, I'm not even going to read the rest of that because it is just, it's sacrilege. And even the complaints about it,
I know, right?
You just don't want to speak such things. I'm especially contemptuous of such imagery when applied to our Lord from the pulpit at Evensong." Wow, yeah. And on and on and on it goes.
Can you believe the stuff that we have to talk about in this world?
That's crazy. It is crazy.
Okay, I never thought we'd get here. You talk about an Overton window.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the crucifix in the jar of urine more acceptable than this.
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we've gotten to this place. Oof. Look for some, I don't know, shards of brimstone coming down from the clouds in the next few days, perhaps, if it gets cloudy in your area.
If you're lucky, maybe they'll take out those beavers causing trouble in your neighborhood.
That's an idea.
You're thinking about that trapper's license, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I am, definitely.
$19, baby.
Wow. So you're not even safe at church.
No.
Really, depending on where you're going. And we had this, this is a Christmas worship service here in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know where this is.
It looks like it might be Joel Osteen's place.
I wondered that too.
It looks like it might be. I don't know for a fact, so we probably shouldn't speculate. But look what
they're rehearsing. This is going to be the casual Christmas service somewhere. See, I thought Osteen's went around in a circle though, like the Compaq Center, you know?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I might be wrong. I don't know. This looks like I don't know. But look, they're flying through the air playing the drums. And I just thought, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this.
Yeah, that seems. I mean, when the presentation is more like a circus than church, I'm not sure I like that.
Here's what I want to know. Can you play that again? Martin, pull that audio down about halfway if you don't mind. Can you play that again in there, Jake? So, how much does this contraption cost? Look at all these beams, man, and these guys flying around playing the drums. So my honest question is, and this is not meant to rip on this church at all. I promise you, that's not where I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. I want to know, did the people that gave their tithe, right? Did they know it was going to go? Is this a special fund?
It's going to go to flying drummers?
Yeah, we got the flying drummer fund. Or is this part of the regular tithe, the offering you do every week?
I don't know. Maybe people like it. 888-900-3393. Would you like that kind of service? Maybe you go to that kind of service. I don't know. I know that, bands are a big part of things now in some churches. They have a real big presentation and videos that they play during the presentation. I mean, it's a very entertaining experience in a lot of places now.
And then the counter argument to people that maybe don't like that kind of service would say, well, hey, it gets butts in the seats,
Right.
We get them in here and we preach the word. They're not going to come if we just say, hey, come in here and sing, from the hymn book.
Right.
And so you say, hey, you want to come and see this rockin' band?
And flying drummers?
And you might, you know what? It might be a good deal for you because then you're going to leave with your soul saved. And you thought you were just coming to a concert.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, there is that element of it. And that's why they do it, obviously. So,
but I do wonder, does like the old couple that says, well, we want to turn in early. So we're going to the early Christmas service.
Yeah.
We heard you say it's casual. Well, we'll find out what that means. And then you walk in there and you see what the
flying
there's like
drummers.
Flying drummers around. And then do you just sit there and talk to your spouse and you're like, so how much do you think this cost? Like, did we pay for this? I don't know, man. I mean, because
it's a different time.
Because you can make the other argument and say, well, how many mouths could you feed with the cash you put into the flying drummer machine?
I will say this. It's a lot better than alleging that Jesus was trans.
Exactly.
That much I will say about it.
You are so correct. And that Jesus was possibly trans sermon, that is somebody who has probably, if you went back and you found the person who gave this, their goal probably in life for their entire career has been to infiltrate a church like this, to ultimately preach blasphemy from the pulpit.
Yeah.
And then we're in 2022, and so the avenue is, let's say that Jesus was trans. These people, they start early, man. They have a plan how to destroy things, and they're full speed ahead.
They've seriously been working on this plan for at least 100 years, and probably long before that. And so a lot of their work and a lot of their patience is coming to fruition right now.
Patience.
And that's what we're seeing. The progressives are just patient communists. They just don't overthrow governments in a bloody way, but they instead become insidious and just rot you from the inside out. And that's what's happening right now. Frightening. 888-900-3393. Glenn played this on the show as I filled in for Stu yesterday. I wanted to share it with you if you missed it, because there's a former FBI. Now, this is from 1966. And this former FBI agent turned political activist reporter talking about democracy versus a republic. This is so great. 1966, when most people didn't even fathom such a thing. Here's what he had to say.
A constitutional republic, not a democracy.
That's what we are.
The ideal of a democracy is universal equality. The ideal of a constitutional republic is individual liberty.
Did you get that? The ideal of a democracy is equality. That is so true. How often do we hear it? That's all we hear preached from the left is equality.
A democracy always degenerates into dictatorship, which promises government-guaranteed equality and security,
right?
But it delivers nothing but poverty and serfdom for the people it robs and rules. America was founded as a constitutional republic to safeguard the liberties of the people against the tyranny of democracy or of one-man dictatorship. In this century, great strides have been made toward the goal of subverting our republic into a democracy. The foremost tactic of the subverters is subversion of language. By calling America a democracy until people thoughtlessly accept and use the term, the totalitarians have obscured the real meaning of our principles of government.
Thank you.
That is a summary of my report on a constitutional republic, not a democracy.
That's a very good summary. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for that. 1966, he started warning about that. Wow, is that relevant today? Because they have come a long way since 1966 on this democracy thing. Wow.
Yeah, we are going to tweet that out at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
All right.
If you want to check that out.
Also, Mercedes is going to make your electric vehicle faster, quicker, if you pay $1,200 a year extra for it. Mercedes will soon let owners of its electric EQ models. Wow, and can you imagine how expensive they are to begin with? And then you pay another $1,200 a year. But you're gonna unlock quicker acceleration as part of a $1,200 annual subscription. Purchased through Mercedes Me Connect services, the subscription is said to drop 0 to 60 mile an hour times by as much as a full second. You just download this. That's really interesting
and terrifying.
I think Tesla has something like this. I think you can upgrade certain things and pay a little bit extra once you get a Tesla. The subscription also increases the max output from the electric motors by between 60 and 87 horsepower, depending on the model. Wow.
I mean, you talk about giving up control.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Right.
No, thank you.
Because obviously they'll also be able to shut it down, seemingly, right? If they can speed it up, they can slow it down or stop it. They can also monitor wherever you are. They'll know at all times. Of course, they already know that, and I'm not hiding anything from them. That happened a long time ago with my toll tag.
With my toll tag. Nice. Boy,
you already got a toll tag. They know where you are every minute of every day. Who cares?
Yeah, now they can shut you down.
Yeah. Well, they could with your OnStar, too. That's been allowed that way for a long time.
Okay,
I know, so let's make it worse.
Now, I'm going to hit home with this one. They could force you to drive the speed limit. All right, that's where I draw the line. You can track me. You can shut my car down, but you force me to drive 35 and a 35 where clearly it should be 55? No, thank you.
They absolutely could and will do this. I mean, every option they have available to them, eventually they use it for some reason, you know?
You know, like when you're at Disney World and they got the old-timey cars and you're on that track, and you're forced to drive like really slow and it's like, hey, this is really fun.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's what life's going to be like.
It is.
We are going to be living in that world where we're all just driving the speed limit.
Well, and if you haven't you haven't paid a ticket or, you know, who knows what tiny little infraction they might do this on. But they could just shut you down and have officers arrive and, you know, take you in.
Society
at
needs
any
to
time.
slow down. And they're gonna sell it under the guise of, look, the more fuel efficient, the slower you drive, the better it is for the environment. And so we're going to make the speed limit everywhere 25 miles per hour and you'll be happy.
Jeez.
You'll just be sitting back in your car.
Thank you, Mercedes.
Everything's going to be a leisurely drive.
That will be great. Yeah, it would be great.
Help us.
I bet that's an expensive car anyway.
That you don't even really have full control over.
Right.
Gross.
All right, we'll see you later on Overtime, and then back here tomorrow on Pat Gray Unleashed.